Hello, beautiful people. I felt like tuning in from quite a vulnerable place and share and show up as I am and give you a little insight into what I've been feeling, what's up for me, and where my focus has been, what's been going on. I've been having like a little cacao ceremony for myself, journaling, having some cards, drumming, preparing for going on a forest vision quest soon, and just feeling the cacao moving into all those places that feel unlovable, feeling it move to all the grief and resistance and self-hate and judgment. My focus has been very much inward right now at this time. And I've been really observing and feeling into and just spending time with all those masks that I put on, all the ways where I'm inauthentic to protect myself, to avoid my feelings, all the ways that I use to get away from myself, all the ways that I tend to numb things out, and feeling the judgment that I put myself on that, feeling this need for perfection, this need for being all put together and just, never making any mistakes and never being triggered, feeling like I have to be like that to be spiritual or good enough or lovable. I've been really spending time with those wounds and those emotions and that grief of really putting myself down, and how much harder I make things for myself by being really hard on myself, having this really intense inner critic, and how I can identify a lot with that, how I can get really, really attached to that voice inside of myself. And I've been observing how attached and comfortable I am in feeling sorry for myself, and like really, really identifying with the victim role, feeling like I'm waiting to be saved by something, and like I'm not allowed to love myself until I get validation from someone else that it's okay to love myself, that there isn't something wrong with me. And on my path, on my journey, my biggest healing, my biggest medicine, the medicine that's always been like there for me, is truth, really speaking the truth, really showing up in the mess, showing up in the pain, showing up as my voice is shaking and as I do want to cry, and just let you know that I'm human, I have tough times, I have wounds, I have pain, and really showing up in that mess. At the same time as I'm hearing this voice saying, don't do it, it's dangerous, people won't understand you, people will judge you, people will have this and that opinion. And as I'm hearing all those voices, I'm allowing them to be there. But this is how I feel called to show up, showing all parts of my journey, being really true with the times when I am insecure, when I'm doubtful, when I'm not quite sure what my path is, when I feel grief, when I feel the wholeness, the rawness of being human, you know. I don't want to live in a spiritual mask. I don't want to live by playing this teacher that isn't vulnerable, isn't on her own path of healing, and knowing that just my truth has so much healing for myself and for others, but mostly for myself, you know. Just being true about where I am is healing for me, is what I need. Like, it's a need for me to be truthful about where I am, even when it's hard and it's not perfect and it's messy and it's all of it. And I really want to share those parts with all of you, for myself, for my own healing, for my own transformation, and also to create space for people to be able to feel like it's okay to love that darkness, to be with that darkness, to express that darkness, but not get stuck in it, you know. And I've been really feeling how I have this like deep resistance towards light, deep resistance towards showing myself, showing up as I am. And this is a pattern that's been with me like for a long time. This really wounded part, this protective part, like very protective of my heart, and not wanting to get hurt, not wanting to be bullied like I was when I was younger, and not being rejected and abandoned. And I've been feeling how I am making myself smaller, how I am playing small and avoiding to not get hurt, to not get judged. And like playing small is like a very potent programming that I've got, like very potent, very powerful. It's a very deep thing, very deeply embedded in my subconscious, just playing small, not being a threat. And it's a part of my path, it's a part of my healing. Like in those wounds, I have found the biggest healing in those wounds, in grieving those wounds, in being with those parts. I have found so much healing, and it's not like easy, it's not fun to witness the parts within you that you have, that you like, when you abandon yourself, when you resist yourself, when you feel like you just want to hide in shame. And that is like a theme that I've had on my journey for like forever, feeling like I need to hide in this cave, this cave of darkness. It always feels like I can really feel when my seeds are in the ground, when my seeds are in the process of being explored, and how I shine more and more with each time. And I also feel ready to not live in that theme, not live in that pattern anymore, and not feel like I have to continue doing that to stay safe. Like just making videos like this and being very honest about my experience and where I am is a part of coming into the light, a part of showing myself, a part of being honest, a part of being true. And as I said before, truth is my medicine, truth is my healing. Being really true with what is, not hiding it, not waiting until I'm feeling perfectly fine to share, not feeling like I have to wait until I have all the steps. Like I want to show you every part of the cycle, the doubt, and when I am shining, and when I am insecure, and when I am confident, and just like really show you everything. My darkness is like this beautiful gift that is not always easy, but it's this part of me that takes me to the deepest healing and gives space for people to go into that. Like when I feel into my rhythm, the rhythm of me, if I were a heartbeat, it would be like a very slow but deep drumming. I like to go deeply, really deeply, into myself, into other. I want depth. I always had that inside of me. Life. Yeah, life. And just feeling this like need or pattern of trying to not stay with it, with like the density. And right now I just feel really called to be with all the density and spend time with it and breathe with it and be with it and allow the cycle to unfold and be much more kinder towards myself. Really being with all that judgment and hate and all of it from a place of understanding and compassion and love, and just really tuning into all those archetypes that are showing up for me right now. and feeling into the inner critic, how he is showing up, because it's not like one voice for me. I have those archetypes that are representing the inner critic for me. And I've been really observing this dynamic of, like, this inner dynamic of this cold, distant queen, like this queen that is very, like, very conditioned in a patriarchal world, very conditioned in her patriarchal ways, really resisting and hating on vulnerability, not allowing vulnerability, really pushing it off, and having this patriarchal idea of strength, that being strong means pushing everything away. How that's been something that I've been really taught, like, very deeply in my life, that being strong means being perfect. Being strong means not failing, not having hard times. And feeling that queen, that cold, distant queen, being really tough on this little girl, my inner child, this little girl that just wants love and understanding and playfulness, how she's been, like, pushing her away. And I've been seeing the pattern of that little girl trying to reach out to this judgmental, cold queen, while the queen is pushing her off, and how they are, like, in this inner fight. And I've been in the process of harmonizing and bringing them together, and integrating gentleness and softness and openness and love towards this cold queen and this wounded little girl, this like validation seeking little girl, this girl that just wants to be accepted. So that's been an interesting dynamic to watch within myself and be with and observe, and how that is showing up in my life. An interesting process, and a painful process, to be honest, to be really true. So that's where I find myself in growing a lot and learning a lot and bringing in so much love into my life. And I also find myself in a lot of grief. I feel like I am healing my heart in a deeper way that I ever have before. Really healing judgment and healing all those wounds, being more kind and understanding. So I'm in a grieving process that I've been for a quite long time, but I've been judging that grieving process so much that it's been hard to really stay with it. And I'm feeling the softening right now. I'm really feeling the opening, the softening, the expansion into more understanding towards what is going on, where I'm at. Just feeling how I'm supported by nature and spring and the elements. I've been doing a lot of rituals and ceremonies and spending a lot of time in nature, just breathing, observing, writing, journaling. Cards have been, like, the biggest supporters for me. Oracle cards, like, really allowing them to support me when it's been hard to have that inner support. And grounding, being with the earth, it's always very healing for me. So that's where I am. That's what's going on. I hope that you're being kind towards yourself wherever you're at, and that you're being true towards yourself. True in a way that you're seeing all the ways that you resist yourself, all the ways that you resist love, all the way that you resist darkness, like all the way that you're resisting, that you're attaching yourself, and that you're being as kind and compassionate with all of that as you can. And if you want to share anything, I would love to witness you. I would love to hear your story. I always say that I really feel that there is so much healing in sharing our stories, in sharing our truth, giving other people permission to be, not that they need it, but sometimes it's really helpful to have someone open the doors for being really vulnerable and open and true with the messy parts. I know that's been like a big thing on my journey, just having people inspire me to be true, to be open, be raw. So if you feel like sharing, I would really love to witness you. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for witnessing me and holding space for everything that is me. All the parts, all the expressions. Thank you, and I'm sending you all the loves and all the hugs and all the kisses on your journey. Bye.